So inshallah, so of course the Islamic perspective is that the justice starts in the house first and foremost. Rather, it starts with the self. So the basic the flow chart is this: you start with yourself first and foremost. Then you establishing justice with yourself, not oppressing yourself and do things that will bring about darkness in your life. Then you look to establish it with your family, and that starts with, for example, waking them up for Fajr. It starts with these basic things that we sometimes overlook, and this is a truth. It's a reality that sometimes we don't pray, but then we want to, you know, sort of act like we represent Islam on the world stage. If we're not applying certain basic things in our lives, we should look to apply those basic things first, really. If we're not praying or we're missing certain fundamentals of our religion, then we should be shy to stand up and say that we represent Islam or that we want to change the world. This is not the mode of changing things in Islam. First, you change yourself. This is critically important. You work on yourself first. Look to establish the 5 daily prayers in your life first and foremost, right? These are important. And then, of course, we can then politically engage. But this is an important thing, that we not be fooled into thinking that I'm going to change the world first and then change myself later. This is a terrible lie of Iblis of this age. So yes, and so of course, calling for service to other people while neglecting your family, this is something that is highly reprehensible. So the ego, the topic is beyond our sort of the scope of what we want to talk about here now. We can talk about this more later tonight. The ego is controlled by dhikr of Allah. It's brought under control. Also, it's brought under control with eating less, controlling what we eat. Of course, eating pure things, avoiding, for example, junk food, avoiding, you know, things that we know are not healthy for us. They're not healthy for the soul. Regulating how much we sleep. The ego is controlled by this. Regulating, you know, not being gluttonous, not overeating. The ego is controlled by these things and made to basically be disciplined by way of these things. So we'll suffice with this point. So of course, when it comes to talking about service, that these things precede any service that we do to the earth, right? And actually, when you work on yourself, this is the best service that you can do for anybody anywhere. That sort of limiting your own evil is the best thing you can do for humanity. The best thing that anyone of us that can do immediately is to limit your own evil on the earth. It's very, very important. That's the best sort of service. Best sort of service is to control your own ego. So there's no real balance there. One thing is basically one thing will lead to the other. And of course, we as Muslims, we believe in the social engagement. We believe in becoming empowered in our religion and then taking that effectively to the streets, taking it and teaching other people. Alhamdulillah, we have some in our community who are doing just this. Alhamdulillah, we ask Allah to reward all of our community members who are active in da'wah, active in giving people shahada, actually, even more, subhanAllah. We ask Allah to bless all of our community members who are doing good. Ameen. Wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum.